I can go first if you guys would like.
Yeah, pretty great.
Well, this is as of yesterday. I am no longer working. Well, actually, yes, yeah. So I'm actually at home right now,
Right.
trying to adjust, um, trying to fight the feeling of from feeling that I've lost something. I think it's not as
Can I
bad.
say something really? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Can I say something really strange, Franco?
Sure.
I'm actually feeling energetically that you feel much better, as weird as that sounds.
Oh, can you repeat that? You were garbled a little bit there. I didn't catch what you said.
I'm actually feeling, I know it's strange for me to say, that you actually feel energetically better than you did any time before now. Like you don't feel as drained.
I think that's the weird thing about the whole situation. I don't, because I mean, on my last day, I didn't feel the dread because it was my last day. It was like, what can I do? And even now, I think it's just the loss of income that's getting to me. Because the bills aren't going to stop by themselves. So I think that's the only thing that's in the back of my mind that's worrying me. But for some weird, odd reason, I mean, I am depressed, but not as depressed as I thought I was going to be. But I'm still mentally tired. So I don't know if it's because building up to the last day, I just tired myself out. I don't know.
Are you worrying? Are you finding yourself worrying about what are you going to do next? Like, are you kind of spinning? You know how a hamster on a hamster wheel keeps spinning?
Yes, actually, that's good. That's a good way to put it. I am. Yes. Yes.
Been on that spinning wheel for a long time, and I remember feeling like, why can't I just jump off of the spinning on what am I going to do? What am I going to do next? How am I going to produce? I need to earn money, and that kept spinning over and over. It was really an addiction to worry. Do you relate to that?
Yes. You've got it.
You have some things in place, Franco, that's going to be your default. Instead of the jump to a worry and a, what am I going to do, what am I going to do, what am I going to do, there's got to be a pattern interrupt so that you don't even get started on that. And it's got to, if you can catch it as quick as you can so that as soon as it comes up, you interject, no, I'm going to vision. I'm going to write down everything that I really want for my life. I'm going to go right into the visioning. I'm going to start building what I want to live and start living it right now and start believing it to be true for yourself, even though the outer circumstances prove otherwise. That's really important. Even though the outer circumstances are proving otherwise. Do you get that?
Yes.
This will really help you with the pattern interrupts. Living on the streets, I was doing heroin, cocaine, I was depressed, suicidal, I went through jail. I remember my son coming to visit me in jail, and I was like, oh my gosh, I cannot do this anymore. This is horrible. I was just torn up inside, and I had no idea how to get myself out of it. But now when I look back, because my life is so completely different, I'm totally unrecognizable, even to myself. Like, to go backwards and see where I was, I can't even recognize that woman anymore. I am so not her anymore. But that challenge became my greatest strength, and I write it down now as an inspirational story to help other people. So, Franco, why I'm giving you all this story is because I want you to get that what you're going through right now, even your hamster wheel of thought, and the depression, or whenever you get into the anxiety, that is a very inspirational story that you can share with others. As you get further down the road, you're going to find that this is a great inspirational, visionary story that can help you to help others. And write it down as though it's your past. Like, wow, the Franco that I used to be, I can't even recognize him now. Write the story as it's like it's already in your past. Like, wow, I can't believe I used to worry and spin about where am I going to find my new job, or what am I going to do next, or how am I going to meet my obligations, my responsibilities. Wow, I can't believe that I was there, and now I'm in this new space where I'm totally loving my career. I love the money that's coming in. Like, write out your story as though it's not even in your realm anymore. You're not even there. You're not in that hamster wheel. You're in a space of totally visioning and feeling and really experiencing your new life. And use your hardships and your challenges as an inspiration for you. And go, wow, look at how far I've come.
I'm still writing.
Okay. Franco,
you guys are recording this, right?
Yeah, we are.
Because I'm going to have to play this back and go over this again because I'm missing a lot of points.
Okay, Franco, what you've shared of yourself, I am so inspired because you've shared from your heart very openly, and we've been recording these, and so other people are actually emailing us and telling us how inspired they are by everyone that has shared. And you sharing with us who you are and what you've gone through has been an inspiration to other people, and you don't even know it.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a little nerve-wracking.
And how so? How's that nerve-wracking?
Well, it's making me a little self-conscious about sharing.
Well,
it makes me feel a little self-conscious about what I share, even though, I say what I say because I do run into people that are going through what I'm going through, and has made me learn more about compassion. The only thing I'm trying.
Made you an expert, Franco. You're also an expert. Do you know that?
I wish I was an expert in this, but I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, in fact, eventually you may want to have your own webinars on how to deal with depression.
Yeah.
And I'm only half joking about that.
Yeah.
Well, I think the next lesson I'm going to have to learn is, still learning, is to be compassionate towards myself, and that is still a hard lesson for me to learn, because I think for me, going through these sessions with you guys, underlying it all is for me to be able to get through this with your help and to succeed and have what I want. I have to have compassion for myself, and that's what I'm learning, and it's still a harsh lesson.
Let me ask you something, Franco. When I share my experience of my life where I went through suicide and drug addiction and living on the streets, how do you feel towards me when I share that?
Surprise, actually. It's like experiencing another person, and it's like two apples and oranges, because I never would have, in a million years, have pictured you going through those things.
Actually, you had a period of depression also, didn't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, when you're suicidal, you're definitely depressed. You're not elated with joy.
No, I guess not.
So, Franco, can you have compassion for what I went through then?
Oh, yes, of course. Extreme compassion.
Yeah, so can you turn that compassion that you can give to me, can you turn it towards yourself?
What's the difference between having it for her and having it for yourself?
I guess it's easier for me to have compassion towards someone other than myself.
Because why?
I feel like it's justified for me to blame myself for everything that's gone wrong.
So should Lynetta blame herself when she was in that situation?
I'm sorry, could you repeat that, please?
So when Lynetta was in that stage of depression, should she have blamed herself?
No.
Then why should you blame yourself? It's kind of interesting how we have double standards, huh?
Yeah.
There's something that's fair for everybody in the world but us. We hold ourselves to a higher standard. We're supposed to suffer no matter what.
Yeah.
I guess that's why.
And then suffer for being, and then you're not only are you depressed, but you're beating yourself up for being depressed. But what if you wrote it all out, Franco, and looked at it as a story that you're going to be able to use to help other people, because they're going to be so inspired by what you're sharing.
I can do that.
Yeah. And what you've shared with me even has inspired me, because I can see that, wow, if Franco can be, feeling depressed and feeling stuck, and he can actually reach out and get on these calls and share like he does, I can certainly keep going too. That's what people are feeling when we share. We think that if we share these vulnerable parts of ourselves, people won't, they'll turn away in disgust, but that's not true. What people want to hear is vulnerability. It's so rare. It is so rare for people to share this. Looking good, do you know people want to actually will die looking good and never sharing themselves because they want to look good more importantly than anything?
Yeah.
And that's not what you're up to. You've been sharing authentically. That takes great courage, and I'm deeply inspired, and I know other people are by what you've shared with us. So if you could take that in for yourself, that you could be deeply inspired by you. How about that?
That is a new concept. Totally new concept.
So find something that inspires you about your challenges and let that be your default instead of the worry. So go ahead.
Yeah, and in addition, and we've touched on this in some of the previous calls, I would be making a list of what you want to acknowledge about yourself.
Everyone on the call can do this right now.
If you were to really, take aside, all this, well, I'm not supposed to toot my own horn and all those stories we say about being humble and whatever, but, really, what are some of your exceptional qualities? People would say, yeah, Franco really is, phenomenal this way and that. What would people say? Can you pull out, 5 things people would say about you or you can acknowledge about yourself right now? Positive qualities.
Oh, right now? Right now?
Right now. Absolutely.
I thought you wanted me to do it on paper. Okay.
You can do it on paper, too.
Okay. Wow, you guys really put me on the spot.
Absolutely. That's our job.
Take a breath. You don't have to answer right away. Go ahead and write down some things.
I find myself, I'll try to go off the top of my head right now.
Okay.
Yes.
I do acknowledge that I can talk to anyone. I can go up and just have a conversation with someone, and it doesn't matter to me what their background is or what their appearance is like. I'll just go up and start talking to them.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome.
My friend noticed this about me, that she told me the other day that it doesn't matter whether or not if I see someone who needs help, it doesn't matter if I know that person. I'll immediately go to that person and offer my help, even if it's something as simple as opening a door if that for that person or just talking. I've been told that. I've been told I'm funny.
Yeah.
That I go out of my way to try to make people laugh if I notice that they're having a bad day or just need to laugh.
Yeah.
And
Awesome.
I've been told that I do have some musical ability, and whenever I do perform, it does make people join in and participate at the moment because I'm having such a good time performing. Because I'm a big 80s freak, so I'll perform anything 80s, and people will relive their childhood through me. and I usually have a good time when I'm acting silly, going over the 80s. That's 4, right?
Yeah.
One more.
Yeah.
I will share what little I have with someone who doesn't even have anything, because I've been there.
Okay.
Now, what happened to your hamster wheel when you were listing out all those things that you can be appreciating yourself for? Were you on that hamster wheel of worry?
No, I forgot about it.
And you know all 5 of these share something in common? If you take them all as a group?
No.
You deeply, deeply, deeply care about people. Every single one of these is interacting with people and supporting them in some way. Sharing with them, playing music for them, having them laugh, helping them even if you don't know them, talking to them. You are like completely focused on how you can be of service to people to make their lives better, to ease their pain, to support them, to help them build a better life for themselves. Do you see that?
No, I didn't.
Do you see it now?
Yes.
Okay. That says a lot about who you are. And that's one of the things to really acknowledge about yourself. You really deeply, deeply care about people.
And as you really start to acknowledge these, and I would recommend looking in the mirror and saying all of these. And when you start to convince the person in the mirror, which is you, Franco, looking at yourself in the eyes and convincing yourself of your own value, then when you go to look for work and you speak from a place of knowing your own value, you're not going to have any trouble convincing the other person of your value once you get your own. Can you get that?
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to elaborate a little bit. It's like, how many people would love to have on their team of whatever they're doing somebody who cares so deeply for other people?
Huge value to have in a company. Huge.
And if you're walking that walk, so to speak, like if you're walking in for a job interview or even submitting a resume, however it is you're looking for work, and you literally put that energy into everything you do, when you're speaking, when you're walking, when you're typing, you know, and it's like, that's who I am. I'm somebody who deeply loves supporting other people, being in service to other people. It'll get received on the other end. Do you get that, Franco?
Yes.
Okay.
It's just a little strange to acknowledge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not our usual go-to.
Yeah, mostly that's because of the, you know, you're not supposed to toot your own horn and all these things that we've been taught.
Yeah.
But the problem is, if you don't, nobody else is going to toot it for you. And if you really want a life where you have everything, all the things you mentioned in previous calls, you really do have to do this. You really do have to acknowledge all your greatness, all your amazing qualities, because that will attract even more of all the wonderful stuff to you by doing that.
And really, if everybody on our planet was doing this for themselves, I don't see the world as being worse off because people love themselves and really get that they have value. I see that what is going on in the world, that is a lack of people caring about themselves. And that's what's creating all the wars and the differences and all of that. It's really, these are like people that don't care about themselves.
Yeah, so one of the things I'm going to suggest, Franco, is to actually make an acknowledgement list and to actually acknowledge yourself at least in the morning. Some people do it twice a day, like in the morning and before going to bed at night, because it'll totally change your day. If, like, one of the first things you do in the morning is to say, I, Franco, am somebody who deeply cares about people. I love to make them laugh. I love to play music. I love to talk to them. I love to support them in any way I can to make their life easier, more joyful, more plentiful, everything. Does that work for you? Would you like to take that on, Franco?
Yes, I think it'll be a nice change.
Okay. So how about you take that on for the next week and every day do that? Is that something you feel like you can really take on?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear from some of the other callers. Is anybody benefiting from what you're hearing? And if so, what? Sophie, you want to go first? Okay. Sophie, go ahead and share.
Yeah, what I heard was very eye-opening.
Hold on one sec, Sophie.
Just a minute. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I found it very eye-opening and inspirational. I absolutely adored what you said, Franco. Your sharing went right to my heart. And right now I'm smiling because I have a feeling in my heart chakra that you're an amazing person. And I'm not just saying, people who know me know that I don't say things just to say them, but everything that I heard from you in the way you give of yourself to people, I'm floored. I very rarely hear that kind of openness, especially from men. Especially from men. And I get this, in Yiddish there's a word, if you don't mind, it's a mensch. And a mensch means person, but it's more. It's a man or a person who is able to have what you have, it seems to me from what I heard, other consciousness and a true caring. And I would like to give you a gift, if you don't mind.
No, I wouldn't mind.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind. I like gifts. especially when there's chocolate involved, so I hope there is.
Especially if there's what? Chocolate. Okay, well, you can go to the store and buy yourself a bar. You get my permission. We haven't got, we're on cell phones and all of this magic stuff right now, but we haven't gotten to Star Trek where I can beam over a piece of chocolate to you. So
well, darn, but thank you.
Buy yourself. Anyway, so the gift I want to give you is that everything that you say you do to people, I had to come back in, so I missed part of the this last little bit that what everyone was saying. The gift is that what you give to other people and the way you care to other people should come back to you many, many fold, an infinite amount of times from the universe, and that you can start giving all of that to yourself.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello? Okay.
No, I'm still here. I didn't want to interrupt you, so I put it on mute. But thank you. I heard everything.
Okay, good. That's what I wanted to share. Yeah. I'm not that open with sharing about myself yet.
Yeah.
With strangers, with people I don't know. So, sorry about that.
So thank you for setting that great example for Sophie Franco. We're working on opening her up.
And Sophie, thank you for the kindness. Thank you for the gift.
Okay.
Okay, can we have Rachel share? I know Rachel was trying to jump in there. Where are you, Rachel?
Yeah, I really got a lot out of Franco's share and felt like I've been in a position where you have been as far as worrying. I have been laid off of my job about 2.5 years. And so just to let you know that over the last 2.5 years, that's exactly what I've been going back and forth. Even though I use it as an opportunity to, go into entrepreneurship, I went in and I was like, oh, crap, like I am worrying even more now, it seems like. And today so I want to acknowledge and really thank Franco for setting the tone to really just validate, that somebody else goes through that as much as I do, and that right now I'm in the space where I feel really comforted and powerful with money right now, which is not a place I've been with money ever before in my past, not as powerful as I feel right now. And I didn't have necessarily more money deposited in my bank account, but specifically what you were talking about as far as looking yourself in the eye and getting to know yourself, it really for me was all about backing myself and having my back. And I found that when I was worrying about financial stuff, what I was really worried about is that nobody's got my back. And what was more important to me, what I was missing, was that I didn't feel like I could count on me to follow through and be a financial provider, or to be a financial thriver. I wasn't feeling that. So right now, for the first time, I'm feeling like I'm dipping my feet into that feeling. And today, I've been reopening my business in a way I haven't opened it before, in that where there's these spaces that, for instance, today I just went and saw a business coach, which I would have never done because, A, my story was that I don't have the money, and B, my story was that, especially not right now, where I don't have any regular income coming in, so why would I put up the money for somebody to help me? That would just be such a roadblock for me. But instead, I just really stuck my neck out there on Facebook, and I just emailed a friend that is very successful at launching businesses, and she just launched another one, and I just messaged her, and I said, hey, do you do any, I need advice on my business plan, and I need advice on my pricing structure. She says, oh, yeah, sure, come over on today. So that's what I did today. And what it did for me is it basically just a roadblock, which was my pricing structure, which is what I had a hard time talking to people about. Basically, it was just laid out all for me today, and I've been struggling with that for 2.5 years. So I just really want to acknowledge me for stepping up for myself today and moving past those worry thoughts, and just even though I had them, just doing it anyways, and just sticking my neck out there and just say, help. I just need help. That's all it was. And so that's where I'm at right now, and I just really want to acknowledge myself for having my back today in particular.
Awesome. Thank you, Rachel. That helps all of us to also think about acknowledging ourselves for, all of us can go through our day and think of what we want to acknowledge ourselves for today.
Thank you.
And it's really amazing. I'm really inspired to hear how everyone's acknowledging Franco for his sharing. I really love that. It also encourages me to share more of my story and know that I can be an inspiration too. And there's one more person I would like to hear from too.
Sonia, are you on the phone?
I am. I'm here.
So tell us what's going on with you, other than taking kids to the doctor. I hope that was okay.
It was fun. I mean, taking kids to the doctor. I would say the most positive for me, that I've been going through changes, a lot of changes. But I think what I like about the most of the changes is that I'm growing, and that's where I want to be. And listening to Franco and Rachel, I mean, just really inspiring. Franco, if you're listening, I too went through a bit of that as well. So I can fully understand exactly where you're at right now. And it took a lot for me, actually, how I met Lynetta and Mark. I went to the Dream Build Their Lives event, and that took a lot for me to get there. But ever since that Dream Build Their Life, I mean, things have just been, constantly happening. And for the most part, people will look at that and go, wow, that's a pretty chaotic. I mean, that's a lot of good stuff going on, but it's pushing me in the direction of putting myself into action and really just pushing me forward for change. And change is not always bad. So that's where I'm at right now.
Thank you for sharing, Sonia. Can you share a little of your vision, what you built for yourself out of doing Dream Builder? You share your vision?
Sure. I put it out there that my vision is that I want to help people. And in helping people, I want to, the kind of work of help I want to do is I really want to push people into moving closer to their dreams. And also through their family history. So breaking negative patterns from their past, bringing them forward, changing them around, and moving them to provide a better legacy for themselves. So that's,
awesome.
Would you
be willing to share one really important nugget in how you break a family pattern?
Oh, absolutely. There is one that can relate to everyone, and that's around money. My parents were adamant about me not having any allowance, is what it's called. 'Cause I don't even know the word.
Allowance.
I never had it. And basically they said, okay, well, we're not going to give you an allowance. You're going to have to earn your way through this process. And they were both entrepreneurs, and I frankly didn't really understand how they did it, because that's tough, being an entrepreneur is not easy. But they did, and they did it, and they said, well, you're going to have to earn your money. So I did all kinds of stuff, from ironing shirts to taking out things to people, and dropping off calendars. I just did a whole bunch of stuff as a kid. And what that taught me was, at first it was like I have to work hard to get money. But what my parents were really trying to teach me was that money can be easy if you're doing service. So that's the golden nugget that I've learned over this past week, is that if I'm doing it in service of someone, then money will come and will become easier, and it will flow, because it's coming out of a place of love versus an entitlement. I don't know if that helps.
It helps me. This is Franco again. I sorry for the delay, but I had to unmute myself.
And as you were talking, Franco, I thought about one thing that you might be able to do. You said that you like to play music. I'm reading a book right now, and they basically said if you love what you do, no matter if it's paying money, and since you have free time at this point in time, in the evening time, you may want to ask like retirement homes or places that will hear your music, and people will gravitate towards that, and you'll bring your energy level up, and people will be attracted to that. So
it's strange that you say that. My friend just asked me to join him. He volunteers his time singing at retirement homes, and he asked me yesterday if I perform with him. It's really strange that you mentioned that.
Well, it's meant for you to hear it then.
Wow.
But that's what came up to my mind.
That's just really weird. Thank you.
I just made a recommendation to Franco that, he likes to play music and that he should go and play at retirement homes, or it doesn't have to really pay, but just to bring that energy will also return the energy to himself. And when he goes in for a job interview of some kind, that energy will still be there. And just keep bringing that feeling up. And he just told me that his friend asked him to join to sing at a retirement home.
Yeah, no, he just asked me yesterday because we were just hanging out, and we were passing by one of the retirement homes he would volunteer at, and he points to it. It's like, by the way, since you have free time, I was wondering if you'd join me, because I volunteer my time and sing there with my group. Would you sing with us? And I'm just kind of flabbergasted that it was mentioned yet again just now. So I guess I know what I'll be doing for the next couple of weeks.
Well, you'll notice your energy come up, and then that energy, when you go in for an interview for a job, will stay with you as long as you keep reminding yourself, and you're gonna find like people are gonna be attracted to that. And regardless if the job is right for you or not at that point, but people will be attracted to that, and you're just gonna find that you're gonna be doing better.
Thank you for reaffirming something that I guess the universe was trying to get me to do, because I did give up my music for a while, and I'm slowly getting back into it, and wow. Just wow.
But I didn't want it to necessarily just be about me. I'm like, I want to be able to give back to people too. So, it's awesome, Franco. You are an inspiration, and all the other two callers, I didn't quite catch their names, but I just love being on these calls just to hear what people have to say.
You're very, very kind, and thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Sonia.
Oh, there you are.
Thank you.
No, I really appreciate what you folks are doing. This is just amazing, and I'm grateful to be here. Oh, thank you. You folks do great work too.
Thank you. Thank you. And I was really inspired when you shared with me about the ancestry, because I've done some family constellation work, which is, you're familiar with that work, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah, so it's really powerful, and it affects the whole family when you do a constellation, which is working on the ancestry, basically, of your mother and your father and many generations backward, and I know that's really powerful work.
Yeah,
I've experienced that. It's just weird how yes, there's someone here in this area, in the San Jose area, who does it, and I go there to volunteer my time because she needs people to take on roles, and I go there whenever she asks me to, just to help, and it's amazing. Yeah, I've never experienced it before, and I thought it's just weird, because I'm sort of channeling these energies that I never thought. I would always go in there going, where's this coming from? And am I doing this right? Am I helping this person? And oftentimes at the end of the constellation session, I would get feedback saying, you really did a good job channeling so-and-so or channeling whatever you needed to channel. And for me, half the stuff that I was experiencing or saying, I didn't know where it was coming from at all.
Wow.
Wow.
Even feelings I was getting.
And you've been calling yourself just the technology person, Franco? Really?
Well, I kind of don't think about this. I mean, it's still when someone calls me for my help, I don't think what I'm doing. I just go. So I don't really consider anything like this. I don't think about it, which is weird. I know I don't know what to say about it. I'm a little embarrassed that, I don't think about this. I just kind of do it.
Franco, you sound to me like you have some really amazing gifts that, that you haven't even tapped into that could be so helpful on a global scale. I don't think you're aware of how your gifts are needed in the world.
I think all I'm missing really is mentorship, because I'm kind of doing this on my own. And I'm sorry, I don't make this about me. Maybe this is a conversation I would have with you guys offline. But like I just don't have mentors. Most of the stuff that I do because I feel something, and it has to be done. So I just do it. And if I help someone, that is my reward. And because I don't want anyone to experience the pain that I've gone through as I've gone through this life, and that's the only reason I get involved.
Oh, and those are the people that make the best mentors themselves, the ones who have been through the pain. And Mark and I have gone through excruciating suffering in our life. And that's why we're moved to do what we do, is because we have been there, done that. And that's what it takes to make a person that can do this kind of work. And Franco, you're one of those people.
I'm still trying to wrap my head around that.
Yeah, I hear it. You're kind of like surprised and shocked. Yeah. Yeah, so we are at the end, though, of, we do have a few more minutes. We have about 4 more minutes. Oh, so we want to share what we're going to do on the next call, don't we, Hen?
Yes, love.
Oh, we want to make your vision more juicier.
Yeah.
And more alive and more vibrant, so it just lights you up and catapults you out of bed every morning.
Yeah. Let me ask those of you who are on the call, were you able to look at any of the self-acknowledgement videos that we posted on YouTube? We're making self-acknowledgement videos, which is an even juicier way of doing the exercise that we gave you to do, like on paper. Write this down and say it to yourself or look in the mirror. But you can actually do it in a different form, even using technology. And Lynetta did one for herself, and I did one for myself, and we look at these during the day. And it's kind of like a self-acknowledgement tool also to use. And it's a little juicier because you can put music that inspires you on it. So if you go on YouTube and you look for our channel, Live Ablaze.
And I found that I had to list out what the title is, too. If you just go to Live Ablaze, it's not going to show you.
It'll bring up other things. If you search for Live Ablaze and then self-acknowledgement Mark or self-acknowledgement Lynetta, I think it should come up for you.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I did see that. Is it like a couple of minutes in length?
Yeah, they're like between 1 and 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No, I didn't click on it. I didn't know what they were. Okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's an example also of something that could be done to
juice up your day.
Yeah. And there's a lot of things that can be done with that, including adding subliminal audio and soundtracks or brain entrainment. We've been playing with some of these technologies to really kind of get us, really focused. And it's interesting because I started playing around with this stuff about a week and a half ago, and I've had this major shift internally, which I'm almost asking myself, like, wow, like, what exactly caused this? Because I'm in a place I've never been in my whole life. You know, like a lot of the worries that you talk about, Frank, I mean, I've had that for a lot of my life. When things aren't going well, you know, I've been self-employed for 30 years. Sometimes business has been great and sometimes not. You know, and the panic and whatnot I'm totally familiar with. But in the last, like, week and a half, like, I've had this internal shift that's, like, amazing. It's just like a knowing that I can do anything, and that panic is almost never there now. And I'm, you know, checking to see if some of these tools that we've used are what are responsible. So maybe take a look at those self-acknowledgement videos and just give us some feedback if that sort of thing resonates for you, because we can actually make those up for you as well and can include some of these technologies like the brain entrainment and subliminal audio. Cool.
And if you haven't subscribed yet, if you could hit the subscribe button, then you'll make sure that whatever new videos come out, you're going to get those too.
Yeah, and thank everybody on this call for all your contributions. You're all really awesome, and I so appreciate all the just authentic sharing you've all done and how everybody's really contributing to everybody else. Like, I really feel that, and I'm really honored to be with all of you.
Thank you, everyone, for your support. I really appreciate everything you've told me today.
You're welcome, and you can text us and let us know how you're doing. You can reach me at 408-202-0058, and if you want, you're welcome to text me anytime and to let me know how you are doing on your path and if there's anything I can do to support you.
Well, I do make you this promise. You've helped me so much, the both of you. When I'm on my financial feet again, I know who I will be looking for guidance and mentorship and paying for it, because
we will accept.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to, again, I need mentors to help me realize these things, and I think you guys are great. You guys have made me realize things that I never realized before. So far, I think I've found the right people.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Franco.
Just off the cuff, what would you say, like, 2 or 3 things are that you've realized, like, from all the calls, like, the most important to you so far?
That I'm more than I thought I was, which is a big deal for me. Because I thought I was just a small person. That's the main thing. And the second thing that I just realized on this call is that maybe what I'm going through isn't to punish me, but so I can share with people who are going through what I'm going through and maybe help them, because I now have this, I come from a place where I can say, I understand exactly what you're going through, and I'm not just saying that. I really do understand. And I guess the third thing is, I think the third thing is that I realize is I didn't acknowledge that I did have an effect on people. I did not know that I was helping anyone, like the way that everyone was presented to me today. And not that I'm getting arrogant or cocky. It's just, it's nice to know that I'm not this terrible person I thought I was, that I actually am helping other people. And that means a lot to me. I don't know if you guys can truly understand how much something like that means to me.
Wow. Awesome.
So just by your sharing, you're getting that that's really contributed to other people.
I'm really hoping so. I really am hoping so.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Just one nugget I want to share. When you said I'm not being arrogant or cocky, arrogant and cocky is what we call it when we don't like it. If we do like it, we call it confident.
And just self-acknowledgement.
And self-acknowledgement.
I'm going to have to get used to that. Yes, I understand what you guys are saying. I'm going to have to get used to that concept, because I come from a place where my father was very arrogant, and I will go out of my way to not be like him, and I think I'm overdoing it.
Yeah,
I totally hear that.
Yep.